Good morning, students. Welcome to the virtual classrooms. Till now, in the chapter number 10, we have discussed about the IUPAC nomenclature, classification of halides. Today, we will be studying it in this lecture, preparation of alkyl halides and aryl halides by different process, by different methods, by different chemical components that we will be using it, and through it, we will be preparing it as an alkyl halides. So let us study the different reactions that we are going to come across. Remember, students, that while you are learning this, don't prepare it only as chemical method for preparation of halides. You can consider that whichever the component we are using it can also be act as a chemical reaction for that particular component. So when you are taking it as a reactant, it becomes chemical reaction of that reactant, but for the product it is written as chemical reaction for the preparation of that compound. So same reaction can be taken into two different ways. A very first reaction we will come across and you will understand it, that what I want to explain it, right? So in this lecture we are going it for preparation of alkyl and aryl halides. Now, a very first method that is given to us from alcohol. We want to prepare it as an alkyl halides. When we are taking alcohols, we will get it as an alkyl halides. Preparation of alkyl halides from alcohol. Now, in it, the starting component is, now I wrote it as an R. What does this R means? For every reaction I am going to indicate it in the form of general reactions. I am not going to specify the reactions as methanol or ethanol or propanol, because for your syllabus we are having it up to decene, and we know that when we go for the isomers of those components, infinite number of the molecules can be there, and any of it can be asked to you as a chemical reaction, maybe in the specific format or maybe in the generalized form, right? So we have to learn the concept. What is the concept over here? From alcohol means I am going it for the reaction of OH to X. So at present this particular method is to convert OH into X. I am not studying it as an methanol is converted into methyl chloride or methyl iodide or methyl fluoride or methyl bromide. 4 halogens are there. They can be converted into any of it, right? So here what I am studying it is, I am studying that OH is converted to X. In the similar way, for every reaction, make it sure that every time it may be not been possible that I may say you that what we are doing it, but in that case what you have to remember is, every time an OH group is there and I want to convert it into X, these are the different reagents that we will be using it, right? Okay, now here particularly OH into X. Now here OH cannot be a separate molecule, it is attached with some organic compound like methane, ethane, propane, butane, 2-propanol, 2-butanol, 2-methyl, 2-propanol, maybe different compounds, right? Anything can be there. It can be any of the alkyl group. So product also, you are going to get it as the same alkyl group. Only the change is OH is changed to X. Now what are the methods that we are having it? The first one, Lucas test. As already I told you, don't study it as only as a preparation. See the Lucas test itself, the way that we can be asked to you as a question. What is Lucas test? This is the answer. Whatever we are going to study it now. Convert alcohol into alkyl halide using concentrated HCl, ZnCl2. That means you are coming across for the Lucas test. Similarly, the third question, that is, what is the chemical property of alcohol to convert it into halide? So chemical property of alcohol into halide. One of it is as an Lucas test. Specifically, this is used for it is specifically used for identification of primary, secondary or tertiary alcohols. That means even as a distinguished test, the same question can be there for you, right? Now what is the reaction that we are having it? We are having it as in some alcohol. It's reacted with concentrated HCl, anhydrous ZnCl2. Compound gets converted into R. Here we are having Cl, so it gets converted into RCl plus H2O. Now, what is the specification of it? So here we wrote it as it can be used for identification of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol. It indicates that what is this alcohol? If this ROH on reacting with concentrated HCl, anhydrous ZnCl2, immediately gets turbid solution. Turbid means oily droplet formation takes place. Then the given alcohol is tertiary. That is confirmed that these are group in which OH group is attached to the carbon should be tertiary carbon. If it takes after some time turbid solution is formed, then given alcohol is secondary and no reaction, that is solution is clear, then given alcohol is primary. Right? So in the same way, if it is given to me propane 1-ol and propane 2-ol, how will you distinguish it? So I can say it very easily that if I add concentrated HCl and ZnCl2 and after some time if the turbid solution formation takes place, then it's a propane 2-ol. But if the solution does not go for any kind of a chemical reaction, then it should be propane 1-ol, because propane 1-ol is a primary and propane 2-ol is a secondary alcohol. Right? So like that, this is a particularly Lucas test. See, very first reaction I taught you, every time in all the 4 chapters that already we have discussed, that we are going it for the organic reactions. Organic means this reaction shows me that it's a preparation of halide, but at the same time it's a chemical reaction of alcohol. It's a short note on Lucas test. It can be identification of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol. So reactions will be differently termed, right? But reactions are one and the same. So this one will be helping you. If you learn like this, it will help you to write the conversions, distinguish test, or what happens when certain compounds are mixed together. Like that, the different questions are asked. That will help you. Not only don't cram the reactions. Okay. Now this was your first method from the alcohol. That by using concentrated HCl and ZnCl2, that is your first reagent. Now in place of concentrated HCl, ZnCl2, is there any other reaction that can be done? So we can say that if ROH is reacted with NaBr in presence of H2SO4, then at that time OH is replaced by Br. Here there is no problem at all for primary, secondary, tertiary. Any of it, any of the alcohol goes for the reaction very easily. Same way, primary or secondary or tertiary, whichever may be the reaction, alcohol, primary, secondary or tertiary alcohol, if it is reacted with PCl3, 3 moles of alcohol are replaced into halogen. Now this is Cl3, you can have it as in PbR3 also. Then over there you will get it as Br, and H3PO3 will be given out. Right? So here another reagent that is used, PCl4. Here Cl is fixed. Here we can't have it as in Br or I or F. For it, we get it as RCl, POCl3, HCl. ROH can be reacted with SOCl2, RCl plus H2O plus, HCl, H2O plus SO2, right? You can have it as any of these reagents that can be taken out. You can also use it as ROH plus X2 in presence of red phosphorus. You will get it as an RX. Now this can be, X can be ClBr, right? So by using these reactions, we can get it. These are all the reagents. You can say that these are the reagents that are used for converting OH into X. That is why it is considered as conversion of alcohol into alkyl halides or chemical properties of alcohols. Okay. In the next chapter you are having alcohol phenol ether. All these reactions are going to come as in chemical properties of alcohol. Okay. Next one, by the free radical. Now this was from the alcohol, so that means your initial component was OH. Now the second one we are going it as an free radical. Now free radical means I am going to replace H into X. Particularly I want to replace H into X. So this is, I can get it as an particularly hydrocarbon CH3CH3. When you are having CH3CH3 and you want to convert it into Cl2, we carried out this reaction in presence of sunlight. So at that time what happens? The hydrogen is replaced by halogen. Here our Cl2 we have taken, so we will have Cl. Right? It's not necessary that we can replace only one hydrogen. You can replace all the hydrogen. You can proceed further. Take it in an excess quantity or allow the reaction to be carried out for the longer duration. You will get it as CHCl2. Now here the question arises. Sir, during this case, why did you replace this hydrogen? Why not this? Right? Or if I go it furtherly, for the chlorination in presence of sunlight, again I will be going it only on that carbon. Why not on this carbon? These are also the hydrogen. Why can't I? So here there is a specific rule, name as stage J rule. This rule says that you can't replace hydrogen from anywhere. You have to replace the hydrogen from those carbon which are having lesser number of hydrogen. That means from the tertiary carbon first of all, then from the secondary, and then from the primary. So that means here both of them are the primary. So first of all we replaced it, maybe either of it, because both the hydrogens, both the carbons are having same number of hydrogens and both of them are primary. So you can replace from either of it. But now after that what happens? This is having 2 hydrogens, this is having 3 hydrogens. So now you can replace it only from this. So this has become fixed. Right? See, let's take it as another example. If I am having it as in CH3, CH2, CH3 and I want to replace the halogen. So in that case, from where should I remove it? So here it shows that this is primary carbon, this is secondary carbon, this is again primary carbon. So as per the rules, first of all secondary and then primary. Okay, now secondary, in place of that, if you don't remember that it's a primary, secondary, tertiary, our second factor which I gave you common one, that is this is having 2 hydrogens, 3 hydrogens, 3 hydrogens, lesser hydrogen is replaced first. So you will get it as the reaction CH3, CHCl, CH3. This is known as Stephen's rule, right? Okay, so that is the free radical. I wrote it over here for methyl, ethyl and ethane and propane. In your textbook particularly it's given you for the butane. In the exam it can be asked for any of it. Rule remains same. If I want to remove hydrogen and want to add halogen in an hydrocarbon compound, then I can go it for Cl sunlight in an hydrocarbon compound. That is fixed, right? This reagent is only and only for hydrocarbon. Don't think it that in the alcohol I will replace hydrogen by X2. You can't. This is particularly for free radical. So that is possible in hydrocarbons. Okay. Third reaction that we are having it, that is electrophilic substitution reaction. Till now, when we were studied two of them, then we wrote it both of them for the alkyl groups only. The third reaction that we will do it for aryl group. We will try to produce aryl halide. So in that case, we are having it as a benzene reacted with chlorine, but in dark. See the previous reaction, when over there we replaced the hydrogen in sunlight. That means for aliphatic, sunlight is must. For aromatic, dark condition is required. In place of dark, you can also use it as Fe or FeCl3. You can use it either of the reagent, but it should not be in presence of sunlight. The product you are going to get it is a chlorobenzene, right? It can be as per given in your textbook. If I take it toluene also, then also in dark or Fe or FeCl3, we can get it as the hydrogen of aromatic nucleus is replaced by halogen. See, if I would have written the same reaction, but only the difference that I would have made it over here, sunlight, then what would have happened? These hydrogens won't have been replaced. It would have replaced these hydrogen, right? So be careful that when you are going it for, see the reaction. I am just showing it. CH3, Cl2, in presence of sunlight. Then where would be the reaction taking place? CH2Cl. See, reaction did not took place on the aromatic nucleus. If I want the reaction on the aromatic, dark condition is must. Okay. So that is your electrophilic substitution. The another one that we are having, it is a Sandmeyer reaction. Now Sandmeyer means we are starting with NH2, right? See, again this reaction is going to be repeated in the chapter number 13 also, because here it's a preparation of halide. Over there it's a chemical property of amines, right? So this same reaction is going to be there in the 13th also. What is we are going to do it over here? NaNO2 plus HCl, 273 to 278 Kelvin temperature. We will be having it as an 0 to 5 degree Celsius. The compound will get converted into N2Cl, benzene diazonium chloride. It got converted into diazonium salt. This compound, if it is reacted with CuCl on heating it, it gets converted into chlorobenzene because Cl was there. In place of that, if you use it CuBr, HBr, on heating it, it gets converted into bromobenzene. Now CuI is not a possible compound, but I want it as an halogen, so we use it as Ki. We get it in the iodobenzene, right? So in place of those possible reagents are not there, we change the reagent. Same way you can go it for the fluorine also, right? At present in your textbook it's not given. I am just showing it from chapter number 13. See, the reaction is, I am taking it from chapter number 13, but that is given to me as a chemical property of this diazonium salt. I am taking it as a preparation for the fluorine. That can be given to me as HBF4. I'm going to use it as HBF4, right? On heating it, it gets converted into fluorobenzene, right? So reagent, changing it, we can get it as chlorobromoiodo or fluoro. All these reactions are known as Senn-Mayer reactions, right? Okay, but this not being included in the Senn-Mayer. Fluorine, it's not included in the Senn-Mayer, so it is not indicated here, over here, right? So for Senn-Mayer, we are having it as this as a 3 reactions. The next reaction that we did it in 11th standard, but it was done as a chemical reaction of alkenes, right? We did it as a C double bond C compounds are there, and if I do it as an X2, the addition reaction takes place as, now this is a addition reaction of alkenes. Now the same reaction I have converted as an preparation of dihalide compounds. These are known as vicinal dihalides, right? Because a double bond is replaced by 2 halogens, but in place of that, if we take the same double bond and we are having it as an HX for the reaction, then what will happen? One is going to get it as an H, one is going to get it as an X, right? But anywhere H and X can be given. Again, this is particularly as per the Markovnikov's rule. CH3 CH double bond CH2. Now these two are the double bond. One is having lesser number of hydrogen, one is having more number of hydrogen. So compound with lesser number of hydrogen, that will become carbocation. Stability of carbocation here. Stability of carbocation, that will be applied. 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. So here 2 degree formation takes place very easily. So it gets converted into CH3X, right? As per the Markovnikov's rule. So negative goes to the carbon having lesser number of hydrogen, and hydrogen electropositive group goes to the carbon having more number of hydrogen. But in place of that, if the same reaction anti-Markov, if it's carried out, then what will happen? The same compound on reaction with HX, the reaction will carried out in presence of peroxide. This is peroxide. The reaction you will get it is CH3 CH2 CH2X. That means reverse reaction, reverse to Markovnikov rule. Positive goes to the lesser and negative goes to the higher in presence of peroxide. This reaction is possible only for HBr. This X can be only as HBr, right? You can't take it as an HCl or HI or HF. It is only for HBr, right? Here you can have it as an any of it, HI, HCl, HBr. Here your X can be Cl, Br, I. Okay, so that is for the Markovnikov, anti-Markovnikov rule. When you are having it, you have to be careful. Where should be the halogen goes, where should the hydrogen? The product will change. It was 2 halide. It is a primary halide, secondary halide, primary halide. So remember it. Whether I have to go it for in presence of peroxide or in absence of peroxide, the reaction will change. Okay, is it clear? Okay, next one. Now all these reactions, what we did it, we were replacing it as some hydrogen or some other functional groups, or ammonia, we replaced NH2 amine group, we replaced it as an OH group, we replaced it the hydrogen, we replaced the double bond as a functional group till now, right? Now in place of that, if I want to replace the halogen by halogen, then also it is possible, because in the anti-Markovnikov rule we saw it that we can have it only bromide. But if I want to prepare chloride, then what to do it? Can I go it first of all for the bromide and then replace the bromine by and respective halogens? Then it is possible. So particularly for that case, we are having it as a replacement of halogens by iodine. I want to replace it by iodine. Over there, we go it for the reaction. It is known as Finkelstein. What is this reaction? Whatever your halide is there, X can be FCl Br. You can have it as an any of it. Reacted with NaI, acetone. This is specific component. It's a catalyst that is used. NaI. We get it as Ri plus NaX. That is specifically Finkelstein reaction. Similarly, we are having it as the another reaction, Schwarz reaction. When we are talking about the Schwarz reaction, over here, what we are going to do it is replacing halogen by F. We will be having it as an ClBrI replaced by F. So for that case, what we will be having it as an Rx reacted with AgF. It gets converted into Rf plus Agx. In it, this in place of AgF, you can have it as an SbF2. You can have it as an Hg2F2, COF2. Any of the component can be used to take it as a reaction and replace it by the fluorine. That particular reaction is known as Schwarz reaction, right? Similarly, these are the certain reactions that we gone through in which we prepare it as the different halide compounds. Okay, these are the few methods. We are not saying that these are the complete only methods. These are the few methods that we studied it, where halogens are prepared, right? Okay, now these are the method for the preparation of alkyl and aryl halides. That's what we will do it today. Rest we will study it in our next lecture, and in the next lecture we will be coming across preparations and chemical properties of alkyl halides. Till then, thanks.